before. So for me, it was a whole new experience learning how to, do songs and do dances and do all the choreography and the rehearsals for that.
Yeah.
I'd only done legitimate plays before. I'd done dramas before and comedies, but never anything that involved singing and dancing. So that was a whole new thing for me.
No, not for me, for the children. I want to make them some play clothes.
Trapp children don't play, they march.
I was working in New York as a child actor at the time. I was working on stage in New York, and I had an agent, and the call came out that they were looking for children for this movie. I had seen the show of The Sound of Music on stage, so I was familiar with what the show was. I knew it was about, a nun, and she comes and she becomes a governess to 7 children and falls in love with their father. But the stage show was so different from the movie that when I got the audition scene for the movie, it was just like a whole different kind of show. And in fact, I was the first of the children that was hired. And then one by one, they started hiring the others. Then we had a long rehearsal period. We rehearsed for about 2 months. And then we started filming. And Julie Andrews rehearsed separately from us a lot because, she had a lot of scenes that weren't with us, but also she was kind of rehearsing her songs and rehearsing her dances, and then like maybe once or twice a week she would come in and work with us on the scenes that we all did together. And then finally, we just started shooting it, and it was a wonderful experience. We had singing coaches, we had dance coaches, we had, all those people, because yes, we had to learn all those skills. I mean, even things like in the do re mi sequence, when we're all riding bicycles, a couple of the children didn't know how to ride bicycles. So, we all had to practice that a great deal. We were constantly practicing that little moment. It's just a few seconds in the film, but, for us, it was hours and hours and hours of practicing.
Is it true that you grew like 6 inches while you were shooting with The Sound of Music? And what did the director tell you when he realized that you couldn't help the continuity in the movie because you were taller than in the first scenes?
That's right. Yes, well, that happened because I grew tremendously. I grew 6 inches while we were making the film, 6 inches in 6 months. So they were constantly having to change the shoes and change my clothes. And the oldest girl, Charmian, who played Liesel, when we lined up, she's supposed to be taller than me. And so they had to keep putting her higher and higher and higher up and me lower and lower and lower down. So it would make her look taller than me. So yes, we had all those kinds of things. Well, you can imagine 7 children in the course of 6 months, they change, they grow. And but I think I did more than anybody. The little ones kept losing their teeth. That was the biggest problem with them. Their teeth kept falling out. Their baby teeth.
The first 3 notes just happen to be do, re, mi. Do, re, mi.
Kim had a really bad time while you were doing the boat scene when you have to fall in the water and she didn't know how to swim. How was that sequence in real time while you were trying to, I don't know if save her, but trying to make her feel safe?
Well, it was just an accident, and I don't think people realized until afterwards how it could have actually been quite serious. We were lucky. The way we had rehearsed it, and we'd done it many, many times, and it had always been fine, is that when we all fell out of the boat, Julie was supposed to grab the little girl. So the little girl, because the little girl couldn't swim.
Oh, Captain, you're home!
We filmed it several times, and that was all fine. And we would get out, and we would take off all the wet clothes and put on dry clothes and dry the hair and go back and do it again. But the very last time we did it, when we all stand up in the boat, Julie slipped, and she went over the back of the boat instead of falling forward. And of course, none of us knew that. So we all landed in the water, assuming that Julie had grabbed the little girl, not realizing Julie wasn't there, and the little girl had sunk to the bottom of the lake. And suddenly they went, "Where's Kim? Where's Kim?" And men from the crew
Yeah.
And she was fine.
Yeah.
But it could have been scary.
Why did they send you back to us?
They didn't send me back, Mother. I left.
I think the scenes I remember the most are, well, the scene which is right at the very end of the film where we're climbing over the mountain, because it was very, very high up and it was incredibly beautiful. And it took us all day to walk up to that spot because the cars could only go so far, and then we just had to go on foot the rest of the way. And it really was like mountain climbing. So that sticks in my mind. But I would have to say, of that movie, the thing that I'm probably the proudest of for all of us, because I think as children, you know, the work we did really paid off, is the do re mi sequence. Because I think, you know, these days they have music videos and people are used to these things where it goes cut to lots of different, but that was the very first time that anybody had ever done a song where in the course of the song you visit 25 or 30 different locations. And we're in different costumes, and we're doing different dance numbers, and different choreography, and different acting, and different dialogue, all within the course of the one song. And I think it was quite a remarkable editing job and directing job on the part of Robert Wise, but I think we children did a pretty good job too.
What do you remember of that ceremony where The Sound of Music became this awarded movie?
Well, it was very exciting, of course, and we were thrilled that Robert Wise won, our director, because we loved him so much, and we were thrilled the movie won because it was just such a wonderful validation and way of the world seeing that we had really done something that we thought was special, and that we thought, you know, of course we had no idea, even winning the Oscar, no one had any idea that 55 years later the movie would still be very, very popular.
Yeah.
And it is, you know, and it's wonderful. It's a source of great pride to me to have been in something that has given so much happiness to so many people all over the world. And I can't go anywhere in the world, and none of us can, who played the children. It doesn't matter where you go, China, Africa, Europe, South America, it makes no difference. As soon as people know you were Friedrich von Trapp in The Sound of Music, everybody has a story that they want to tell you, just as you're telling me about your sister and yourself. But everyone wants to tell you about the first time they saw the movie, or where they were with their family, or how they watch it every year with their family. And it's fantastic. I love that. It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling.